The gold standard is a monetary system in which the value of a country's currency is expressed in gold. Thus, a country in question sets a fixed price for gold. This price is going to be used for selling and buying gold as well as to determine the value of the country's currency to enable the trade. So imagine that the USA says that 1 ounce of gold can be bought for $35. Then we would have a conclusion that 1 USD equals to 1/35 ounce of gold. As you can already imagine, it also means that you can exchange dollars or any other currency which are represented with a reverse euro sign to gold in the central bank. Well, you could, as currently the gold standard is not used by any government. So why didn't it work out in the first place? Let's look back at the history and see what happened. First of all, have you ever wondered why was the gold chosen as a currency value? Well, in case you did, it's easy. Gold, of all major metals, is the most resistant to corrosion, which makes it more reliable. The gold standard and the gold exchange standard was getting extremely popular in the end of the 19th century. So why was it so appealing? Well, to begin with, it controls the process of money issuance, meaning that physical quantity of gold is a limit to the issuance, so you cannot print more money than the gold reserves that you possess. So, what does it mean for the economy of the country? It means a protection from inflation and deflation, as well as a promotion of a stable monetary environment. The trade between countries was settled using gold as well. Nations with trade surpluses, meaning that their exports are worth more than their imports, accumulated gold as payment for their exports. Meanwhile, countries with the trade deficits, meaning that their imports are worth more than their exports, experience decline in their gold reserves during payments for their imports. Everything seems alright so far. However, there was a big test coming up for the gold standard, a test which the system has completely failed to pass: World War I. Sustaining the gold standard is quite expensive. The government has to keep many reserves which involve a lot of expenditure. Can you imagine the governments doing all that while the countries are at war, with several resources needed to be invested in military, defense, supplies, and other means of population support? Furthermore, you have to understand how codependent the currencies have become. Thus, if British pound is pegged, meaning compared to gold, and your currency is pegged to the British pound, your currency is also pegged to gold. What it also means is that if by any chance the pound stops being pegged to gold, your currency cannot be pegged to gold either. Gold prices no longer play the role they used to. On another note, the system couldn't promptly deal with the large balance of payments deficits and surpluses, which were created under the pressure of war and technological changes. Many countries had to issue not convertible money to support the population, leading to hyperinflation. Although some governments could come back to the system after the war ended, it no longer seemed possible. The reserves of gold suffered a huge reduction worldwide, and the distribution of gold among the governments made the standard not workable. Notably, the United States of America were among the few countries who did not suspend the gold standard during the war. In fact, American government was the one who, we can say, has benefited from the wars. By accumulating through trade more gold in its reserves, after the First World War, the USA has become from a net debtor to a net creditor. I hope this topic is a bit more clear now, and thank you for watching.